Just wanted to talk to you about congruence real quick. Congruence in these two triangles just means that every aspect of this triangle and this triangle are the same. They have the same angles, which is what these little lines mean. This angle would be the same as that angle. This angle would be the same as this angle, and that angle the same as this angle. And they have the same sides too. This side length is the same as this side length because they got the same marking on them. This side length and this side length is going to be the same, and then this side length is going to be the same as that side length. Okay, so since D is the same as K, in the top where it says DEF is congruent to KJI, D comes first and K comes first. And it doesn't matter which one they did first. They could have done E and J first or F and I first. Doesn't matter. What does matter is the D's in the same position as the K because those are the two that match up. The E and the J are also in the same position. And if you look, they have the same marking on their angle. That's because they're the same. They're in the same position on the triangle with whatever value that angle is, and also between the side that's got one line and the side that's got two lines. And then F and I are the same, and again, they're in the same position down here as well. So the main thing you need to remember about congruence is anything, if I said, okay, let me write it down here. If I said DE is congruent to, what would I make it congruent to? Well, DE would be congruent to the letters that correspond to them. D and E are the first two, so it would match up with K and J because they're the first two, and it has to be in that order. DE would be congruent to KJ. Just to give another example, I could also say FD is congruent to, if I look up here, I got F matches up with I, and D matches up with K, and in the same positions, so it would be congruent to IK. So whatever letters you have, you'll have these that says this side is congruent to what, and then you just look and see where the letters match up, and you just put them in the same order. Just to give one more example here, we do not have any lines for the angles or anything like that here, but we do have TUV is congruent to GFE. So if TUV, GFE, so T and G, because they're the very first letters on each, these would be the same. U and F would be the same because they're both the second letter. And then V and E are the same because they're both the last letter. So the question asks, angle U is congruent to question mark. Angle U would be congruent to angle F because U's in the middle and F's in the middle. It really is that simple. You don't have to overthink it. That's all there is to it.